until going to the work, you use another 2 points. But the main thing here is these 10 points are not for the same thing. So those 2 points are for creativity, and another ones are for sports, and another ones are for being with your friends and laugh, and another ones are for reflection, and another ones are for connecting with yourself, and other ones are for working with your children, or being alone, or to write. It's for different several things. And in our lives have come so narrow, and we do so little things in our life. We have become so automatized. Yes, like a machine.
Yeah. Automatons.
Yeah. Automatized. Yes.
Yes, we become automatons. You've got to do this, that, and the other thing. And
3.
Yes.
Yes. Mostly in one day, during the week time, mostly.
The little rat on the thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
So,
that's a good analogy.
Yes.
Go back to sleep. Get up.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So you do the same thing and very little things. So your life starts facing poverty. It's not a rich life. It's not. It's very narrow, and you do
empty.
Yeah.
Very empty life.
Yeah. Yes, and you do the same, and you start having this phase, like when you're in a red light and you can turn around and see these faces. They are not mad, not happy. They're just there, just like nothing, and that's what happens. So, so I was saying that these 10 points are for different things. So let's say you have a long time without going with your friends and laugh. That kind of laughs that you feel that you're going to explode. That you're so, how was the last time that you guys have that kind? Maybe soon ago. I don't know. But maybe when was the last time that you couldn't stand laugh so more that maybe you will explode? When was the last time?
A good belly laugh.
Yes.
It was fairly recent. Who was I with? But I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Actually, it was the other day I saw something kind of juvenile online and shared it with some coworkers, and we all thought it was hysterical.
Okay, good. That's good. To have it, laugh is a very a font of energy in our lives.
So is that a way to create more energy or access? Not create more energy, but where does it come from?
Outside and inside. Well, just let me finish this, and then I was saying that you put these numbers to different spots, but when you don't use it, you hold it in you. Okay?
Can you use it later if you hold on to it?
Yes, but not because they have caducity. Is that right? Is a right word? They expire.
Oh dear.
They're not like. They're not like your phone minutes. They don't roll over.
Yeah, but they don't expire right away. They expire later. Let's say if I didn't do, like I haven't laughed for 1 month and we go out and we have fun, I will do it. But if I haven't do it for maybe 10 years, it will be hard for me to get it. And also for 10 years of holding some energy in me, I will have some pathology and some misuse of my life. My life, it won't be fulfilled or realized how it should be.
This has been a fascinating topic.
Yes, it is.
I mean, and it's just an entry to so many other topics.
Yes,
like
it can
just
be
spending time talking about how do I build up my energy.
Yes, and that is such a good question, Elise. I think it's a great question, because we do take charge of our energy inside us, but also we can take it from outside. But in the normal days, we can take it from sleeping, by eating, by getting pleasure. And pleasure, when you use that word, at least mostly in Hispanic world, you can think in two things, that is sex or food. But when I'm saying pleasure, I'm saying
going to a museum, painting
walking,
relaxes me.
Just smiling, touching your child, touching plants, sunsets, wind, sport.
Simple pleasures.
Yes, but that's not so simple. That's cheap because they're free. But that's
cheap is good.
Yes, cheap is good. Cheap is good. And something, but we are so complicated. We have became so complicated persons, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. We've got technology. We've got, everybody's. What am I trying to say here? Information overload. We've got technology. We've got information overload. You've got to be connected to the world. You've got to check, you go online, you check the news every 5 minutes. Yes. And there's just so much information now. It can be overwhelming rather than, okay, I don't need to know everything about everything.
Yes.
Curiosity is good, but don't overdo it.
Yes. Well, Paul, let me ask a personal question.
Not too personal, please.
Not too personal. You look really relaxed.
Always.
And talking about that, I mean, so you've dealt with it at some point.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, everybody's dealt with stress, and of course, in the work I do, information is a lot of what I do. I mean, I will scour a lot, but it's amazing. You can find so much information on a topic, it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm. Too much information.
Yes, and in the sense that you have more than you need to know about something rather than, as we say in the vernacular, TMI, where people are sharing stuff that we'd really rather not hear.
Yes.
But I'm sure you got a lot of that, you've had a lot of that in your practice, but of course, I suppose that you're the person they should share all this TMI with.
Let me share something personal to you. I remember the first time. Well, I'm from Mexico, of course. You can tell that I'm Hispanic. And I remember the first time that I had an electric blanket. It was unbelievable. Because, in Mexico, I live in the Pacific Coast area in Mexico, and it's in the winter time, which is a very humid place. In the winter time, can be very cold. That kind of cold that really gets into your bones.
Like in a cave.
Yes, because it's humid and it's cold. So it's like being wet and cold.
A masonry structure with no heat. It's like a cave, living in a cave.
Yes, very, very cold. So, I don't know how, I don't remember exactly how, but I got an electric blanket from United States, of course. We didn't have those over there and back then. I was maybe 18, something like that, maybe younger. I couldn't believe how happy I was. I turned it on right before going to bed and then do something and then go to bed and it was warm. Mm-hmm. I couldn't believe I couldn't be happier. Then something happened and it broke and it wasn't working anymore. And I thought, I cannot live my life without an electric blanket. I need it, I developed a necessity. So nowadays we have developed so many necessities. And now we need so much stuff to live. So many, isn't it?
The recent one that I just, my elderly parents are using battery-powered toothbrushes, and my husband had got one, and then he said, Elizabeth, you should get a battery-powered toothbrush. I got one and I used it. And like a month or so later, I just looked at it and I was like, this is absurd. I'm a perfectly healthy woman that has a hand that can hold a toothbrush. And so I just put it in the, in the closet and went back to my, massaging my teeth on my own. I have much more control. But I thought this is insanity, Elizabeth. I'm using a battery that's going to go to the landfill somewhere. when I am perfectly capable of brushing my own teeth and it doesn't take any less time?
Well,
Or
and
more
I
time,
bring
or-
up this because it has to be with the topic. If you have more necessities in life, you will need to fulfill them, and you will need money, and you will need time, and you will need to do things to get them. And if they broke, and if you don't have it anymore, that will be a
Panic.
big, yes.
Panic. I mean,
Panic
the
to
toothbrush,
lose.
I'm
Yes.
above the toothbrush, but yeah, I mean, there are things I would definitely panic.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yes.
when we have ice storms in Tennessee and, all the power goes off, or like, I think we have, a lot of us, an opportunity to experience that total deprivation of not having my,
Yes.
energy.
So just to finish this topic, just giving some information to the people, just let them know. I think that it's very important to understand that we need to start using us again and start understanding how to deal with our energy again, and how to be diversify again our lives, and use some of how many times have you used your full potential creativity in this week. Maybe
A lot of people don't, because
a lot of people don't.
we've got to be automatic, and
That's true.
there's too much of a stress or emphasis in that sense. You've got to be doing something productive every minute of every day, and if there's not visible results, you see this a lot in workplaces.
Mm-hmm.
People think if you're sitting there thinking, "Oh, you're not working,"
You're losing the time.
I have worked for companies where if you're on business travel, somebody will come in and say, "Well, where are you going?" "Well, I'm going to Cincinnati or wherever." "How, that'll be a nice little vacation." Business travel is not vacation. And, honestly, you want to slap somebody like that upside the head, which could be a good stress reliever for you.
Yeah, that would be good.
But,
And that would be good. That would be good. But you don't want to go to jail, because we were talking about being incarcerated.
That's a stressful thing, going to jail.
Yeah, that is a very
In the big house.
But
and traveling for work.
It is.
Well, so we need to make it wide again, and use our body again, and start not using for everything a medication, because that's the main and the bottom line of the using of medication. You get stress. You have what do you say the word? Anxiety. You see, it's so hard for me. Anxiety. Okay.
Is it causing you anxiety?
Yes, not to being able to say anxiety very much. And then if you keep having anxiety for a long time, you will develop anguish. What is anguish? It's another feeling. It's a sensation in the chest that is like how you say
tightening.
Tightness.
Like
yes,
fists.
and it's something and it's even painful. It's something, and the feeling that something bad is going to happen. It start with just having extra energy, and you can deal with that. Maybe you start having some extra energy after 6 months or 7 months, after not having a fulfilled life, a plenty life. Maybe you having some trouble of sleeping, or some anxiety and some little anguish here and there, and then after anxiety comes panic attacks. That the panic attacks that are very, very common here in the United States. So common. It's very frequently in people that works a lot and doesn't have access of pleasure in their lives. They just work, and then they start these anxious panic attacks, are this sensation that something really wrong is going to happen with a very small situation.
I've had one panic attack.
Really? It's awful, isn't
As
it?
a graduate student.
Okay, well,
That would cause panic.
Well, yeah.
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 yes. And after that comes depression. Then the medication is, but sometimes you start here with the medication, numbing yourself. If you are having anxiety, it's because you have excess of energy. Use it. It's like if you have your fridge full of food. Don't put something, a wall there so you don't see it. Maybe you can use it or give it away or do something with it.
Put on your bib and start eating.
Yes, that will be good.
So it sounds like, okay, going back to our first topic, which was energy, and how energy rolls along as we do more, do less, do more, do less, whatever. Or if we start doing, we can't stop, or we, other ways. So the medication, if a person is like escalating, their energy is just out of control, either one extreme or the other, then does the medication
Numbs you.
like suppress it
Numbs you.
just
It's,
numb?
let's say
Just like, so that's like that is like a flat
let's
line
say a
kind
pain
of.
in a tooth, a pain, and you take an analgesic. Is that correct to say?
Analgesic, yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Does that solve the problem?
No. So then they're just
Yes and no.
they're not feeling. Yeah.
Well, it solves it temporarily because
then the doctor can pull it out. Or
because
Right.
no, because when you're not going to the doctor, but because that is solving the problem. When you take the medication, you're numbing the thing. So because the pain is every pain in our lives, physically and psychologically, emotionally, is telling you do something with this. Like John Piracos.
So it's really a blessing.
Yes, it is. A sickness is a blessing telling you, it's screaming at you, please
Stop
do
eating sugar.
And that is,
or stop eating butter, or get
stop
more
doing
rest.
this,
Yeah.
or stop doing that.
Or start
not
exercising.
only physical things. Maybe another day
psychological.
we can talk about sicknesses and how is this situation has to do with a lot of psychological things. So what I was saying, if you have a pain in your teeth, you take that medicine to numb it. Is the pain can be gone? You see, maybe it's gone, but the problem is there. You can numb yourself how much you want, and maybe next time you will need two pills because one it won't be enough, and maybe in 3 months or in 3 years or later, and that's how it happens with the psychological issues, with insomnia, with anxiety, with depression, with different situations. Maybe you can deal with the pill sometime because you're numbing it. But later you will need more and more and more.
So it's like, why go to the dentist? Because I don't feel anything.
That's true.
And then
absolutely, that's not solving
then
it.
Eventually you're going to pass out and have to go to the emergency room, because
Because
got
it's
a body-wide infection
yes,
or whatever.
that's true.
And you take so much, you feel no pain, and you might think, oh, I'm happy.
Yes.
I feel no pain. When in reality, you're not feeling anything at all.
That's what happened. Let's say with Michael Jackson. Let's say.
Yes.
That is a very known topic here in the United States. He wasn't good. He wasn't feeling okay. He needed that medication so strong and so numbing. So he does an anesthetic to being able to sleep. Can you imagine if, I can think and you can imagine that he couldn't use any insomnia pills, normal insomnia pills, because that wouldn't work and wouldn't do anything to him, any good. So he has to go farther and farther and farther. I will say to these people that maybe are listening today to us, I will say stop this and resolve the problem. Just stop the pills and go to the root of the problem, to the really basis. And it's your energy and the way you're managing your energy. And maybe your energy now, after, going through stress, going through life, that maybe you're not happy with that, maybe you're not happy with your relationship, maybe you're not happy with your job, I'll ask you, just stop and take decisions and be brave and take the courage to do something good for you. And the pill is only a mask for the problem, and later on will make it worse.
So it's treating the symptom, not the problem.
Exactly. The pill is treating the symptom, and the symptom is the more superficial layer of the problem.
Now, now I'm going to be take the other point of view for a second. I have friends. Literally, I'm not referring to myself. I have friends,
really,
that say, but I have a chemical imbalance, and so I've tried psychology, I've tried therapy, I've tried doing it on my own, and I can feel it, and I know it's a chemical imbalance, and when I just have to take it, because if I don't, there's something wrong with my chemistry.
There's this. I love this question, and maybe our next segment we can do about your beautiful question about how we get energy in our lives. That will be a great question.
Absolutely.
Oh,
yes, that will be great.
See, you're a genius, Elizabeth.
Yes, you are. Yes,
Didn't even know it.
Yes, you are. You know something? John Pierrakos, which was the founder of Core Energy, everybody can go check on online, Core Energy, John Pierrakos founder. He said that the muscle models the bone.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put it in regular words.
Right, that I can understand.
Yes. And maybe
simple is good, because I'm a very simple guy.
Okay, and I hope I can explain this. Muscle means the behavior, the decisions, the emotion. Let's say the psychological of part of a person. Okay, that's the muscle. And let's say the bone, that's the genetic, the genes in a person. Okay, so bones models the bone.
Muscle models the bone.
Yes, or can move. Let's say muscle moves the bone, or can chip the bone, or move as doblar el hueso. The muscle can modulate the bone. I don't know if I am.
Bend the bone. Are you talking about how my muscle is what
it manipulates the bone?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It moves.
That's great. Thank you, Paul. What we will do if you weren't here.
That's why he's a communications professional.
Yes. Thank you so much. So,
don't try this at home, kids.
Can you repeat it?
Yes, the muscle manipulates the bone.
Okay. So the muscle is the will. Is the psychology, is the emotion, is the part of the learning part of a person. Mm-hmm. So if you learn, if you think, if you believe that you have a gene, an imbalanced thing in your body, you will have it. The muscle moves the bone. You will have, and then it starts this vicious cycle of I'm sick, I think I'm sick, I'm really sick, and then I become sick.
And then you die. Well, not quite.
But at least, maybe not so soon, but at the beginning, you at least have this vicious cycle.
Yes.
And then I need this pill. Because if I need this pill, it's because I have this imbalance, and I will have it forever, because your chemistry won't produce that substance while you are putting it in. Because, your body is a perfect lab. We are designed such a perfect way that if you let's say you use today sleep pill, your body will fall asleep like crazy today. But tomorrow, you won't produce that substance that makes you sleep so easily. And if you keep doing it, at the end of the days, you won't produce it by yourself at all.
So you're saying these should be a temporary fix, not a permanent solution to the problem.
Yes, and you know, I think a good insomnia is a good symptom. You know, insomnia is a phenomenon that is called in Hispanic way. I will try to translate it in English. Is the phenomenon of the how you say this person that takes care of in the night of a business or something. They is a night shift person.
Yes.
A night shift.
Yes, a night shift person.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Night shift.
Well, there is this phenomenon in the insomnia. And a person that works at night, what should be doing?
Staying awake.
Well, staying awake, what for?
Because he's got to do his job.
Yeah.
To take care.
Yeah.
Of something, you know, the business, or to take care. Mm-hmm. So when you have insomnia, your insomnia is telling you, take care of something, take care. But we don't know it all the time, and then it keeps you awake to think how and where and with whom and which way you need to take care of something.
Right.
And then if you find it, you will fall asleep. Believe me, you will fall asleep. But sometimes you keep not finding it. And then you don't find it, and then you use a pill because you're tired and you're not finding it. And then here in the United States, any doctor, any moment, even nurses, can give you a pill. Just, you need to rest. Yes, but you know, the insomnia is telling you, you need to do something with whatever.
And to clarify here, you deal mostly with people who are having some life issues. Mm-hmm. Does this apply to schizophrenics and
no?
And so this is
no,
just your
no.
This average person having life difficulties.
Yes, I'm not talking about people with schizophrenia or psychosis or personality disorders. I'm talking about people, and psychiatry, how you say it? Psychiatry takes care of that with medication, and that's perfectly fine. Like a diabetic needs some medication, like some, that. But in psychology, is we have become so needy of the pills and so needy. Like I was used to my electric blanket without needing it, but I thought I needed it. After I didn't use it for 18 years. Then I became addicted to my electric blanket. You see, you can become addicted to anything you choose to pick.
You can become addicted to this program. That's a healthy addiction.
Yes. Okay. Thank you very much for this day. We are coming back. Please get contact with us, and we can get your opinions and what else. Questions, everything.
Life issues that you would like.
Yes,
to have
and you can
addressed.
find this in Sandra Velarde SandraVelarde.com. We will put the name under. Would you give your email or anything? Would you like to do that?
Yes. ElizWorrell@Comcast.net.
Okay.
Or whatever address you see on the screen.
Okay. Or whatever. Yes, we will put it on there. Would you like to give something information?
Absolutely. You can send anything you want.
Yeah.
Fan mail, critiques, devastating reviews, whatever you want to send to Paul News, PAULNEWS, at juno.com. That's Paul News, PAULNEWS, at juno.com.
And let us know what kind of topics would you like to listen, what kind of questions do you have, and we're here to listen it.